What is going on, everyone? Welcome back to the Binkz and Doodle Effect. I am one of your hosts, Binkz, and as always, I am joined with Mr. DrewskiDoodle right below me, and today we have Mr. ChrisBP.
What's up, y'all?
Welcome back, Chris. Welcome back.
It's great to be back.
I was a little delayed.
You look well.
You sound so enthused to be back on the show and everything. Jeez.
I don't know. I was just realizing.
All right. Well,
Hello.
Well, all right. So, before we get into anything, like usual, we will say a word from our sponsor for the week, and this week is, as usual, Rogue Energy. Rogue Energy is a premium energy and focus supplement designed to optimize your mental and physical performance. And unlike unhealthy canned energy drinks, the powerful supplement can be taken daily for overall improved performance. It's packed with vitamins and amino acids, and it's a healthy way to increase your energy. If you use the code GETLIVID, which is on the bottom of the screen, you will receive 5% off your entire order. We recommend the starter pack because you get many different flavors in a shaker cup, and it's a lot cheaper in case you didn't want to try a big tub. So Rogue Energy, link in the description below. Use the code GETLIVID, 5% off.
Well said, sir.
Thank you. Going forward, Major League Baseball. We got the World Series. Take it away, Andrew.
Clayton Kershaw didn't blow a game in the playoffs. But what realm are we in? He actually pitched well. I think he went 6 innings, 1 earned run, 8 Ks, looking like a regular season Clayton Kershaw. I had every fiber of my being predicting the Rays winning with Glasnow on the mound, but Glasnow did not look good at all. The Dodgers lit him up.
I am rooting for the Rays. I want to see the Rays win the World Series.
Well, so am I.
I think a lot of America is actually rooting for the Rays. I mean, there's something about the Dodgers just because they've been there 3 out of the 4 years. I want to see the Rays win.
And they have a bajillion dollars in payroll.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw that stat. Like, the entire Tampa Bay team is worth like $28 million, and like it's like
and you have Bellinger and Betts.
Yeah, Bellinger and Betts is $26 million. So just those two people.
I thought it was Kershaw and Betts.
I thought it was.
It might have been Kershaw.
Yeah, so I thought it was Kershaw and Betts was 26 million or something like that. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's wild. Let's go Rays. I mean, this is where it gets interesting now, though, that we're past the Dodgers' first starter. Because the Rays have a very deep rotation. The Dodgers do not.
Yeah. So I think it can go 6-7 games. I would like it to go to like Game 7. There's nothing like a good Game 7. But
yeah, no, I think it will. I think it will too. But that Dodgers offense, man, that looked good. Bellinger hitting more home runs.
They came.
Everybody contribute.
They came to play.
They are here to play. They're tired of losing in the World Series.
# anyone but the Astros. So
exactly.
Going to a non-productive team, we have Steve Cohen and the Mets. He jumped his first hurdle, so all Met fans can rejoice.
That was beautiful.
We may actually do something this year. We may spend some money with Steve Cohen, so hopefully we have an owner that's not going to be like the Wilpons.
Oh yeah, after him coming out and saying that all the Wilpons equipment was archaic and he wants to redo all of it. I love it so much, and I think he also has a net worth of like 3 times higher than the highest existing owner.
I hope he cleans house.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Just absolutely clean house.
Yeah.
Just restart.
I think he will. Yeah, I think he will too.
But,
it's gonna be fun. God, I hope it's gonna be fun.
It's gonna be a good. We're gonna have a good year. I'm very confident in the Mets next year to at least make the playoffs if under new ownership.
Yeah, hope.
We will see when the time comes. I say that now, and we can end up being disappointed later on next year, and as we usually are. But we will continue.
Yeah.
We can, no matter what year it is, we will continue anyone but the Astros and
until the day I die.
Anyone but the Yankees. So
100%.
Going to football. A lot has happened this week, and we can get our guest hosts here involved in conversation now with football. Let's start off with Odell Beckham. I know, Chris, you're a big Odell Beckham fan. You like that fool. But Odell Beckham taking off his cleats with 8 minutes left in the game, and then fighting with Steeler fans in the stands. What a legend, elite wide receiver. I was so wrong. He is such a dominant wide receiver. He's not a head case at all. He is so mentally stable. Let me tell you, I was wrong.
I don't think anyone said he was mentally stable. Like I had never said, yeah, Odell's like the most mentally stable person I've ever I still think he's good. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's Odell or Landry. I think it's fucking Baker who's actually garbage.
Well, Baker is garbage, yeah. But I mean, you get into Odell's head, it's like you take him out of the game. He can't perform to his best abilities. The slightest little bit gets in his head, it's over for him, and that's what makes him not an elite wide receiver. That's what makes him not a top 10 wide receiver in the league.
I mean, are you talking about like fantasy or just
no,
like
in
top
general?
10?
In general,
no, like actual.
You can name 10 receivers that are better than Odell Beckham, easily, hands down.
I mean, performing wise or skill wise, because he's
Both.
definitely not. No.
I mean, the one that matters is what's on the field.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you put him on maybe a different team, like. I don't know.
No, I don't think it's all his fault either.
I think you're saying he's a bad wide receiver, but like if you owned a team, I would want OBJ on my team.
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I mean the offensive line on that team is not great. The Baker Mayfield's a disaster. He needs to work. I mean, he's old enough now that he shouldn't be doing stupid crap like that. But I mean, I would take him catching balls for me.
I mean, if your coach tells you you're done for the day, would you not take off your shoes?
Yeah,
it's the attitude that does it for me. Like I
get that.
I would rather have an above average wide receiver who is more of a locker room guy and for the team instead of a guy like Odell. Because how does that look? How does that look as a team? You know? How does that look as a team? Well, you just said if I owned a team, you would want him catching balls, and I'm gonna say no. Because I wouldn't have Odell near any team I ever owned. Just for the locker room aspect.
I mean, that's weird.
But I'll move on from this topic. Unless you had any parting words, Andrew.
All I'm saying is he's good at catching balls, but he has shown that if he's on a team that isn't doing well, he gets toxic.
Yeah.
It's not, that doesn't improve the team.
Maybe if we shit on the ball, he'll do a little bit better.
Okay, yeah, next time. Moving on.
Anyway, we have the New York Giants and the Atlanta Falcons getting their first win. Now,
God bless.
The Falcons were a very deceiving 0-5 team.
Nah, they're probably going to turn it around. They just fired their coach. Like, they just have a whole new thing going on there. Maybe it was the coach. I don't know.
I as 0-5, I wouldn't technically categorize the Falcons as a bad team. I mean, they have so much talent, and now that they fired,
being able to throw those leads is just.
I would call them a bad team just because their defense is that bad. They're a good offense, so they're a good half a team. But their defense is garbage. So I would not call them a good team.
The defense is horrible. They blow so many things, but I mean overall, I couldn't see them starting 0-5.
Dude said the same thing about the Cowboys. Like they had the best offensive team, yet their defense just lacked.
Horrible.
Like Dak, even through what week is this? Week 6.
We just finished week
7.
So it will
even through week 6, mm-hmm. Dak has the most passing yards in the league, and he didn't even play this week, and he was out like the fourth quarter, fourth or third quarter. He still has the most passing yards in the league. They're still 2-4 just because their defense lets up so many points and they lose so many.
I mean, and this is what I'm saying too. The Falcons are bottom 6 in points against. They've given up one less point than the New York Jets. They're not a good team. The offense is nice when it clicks, but they're not a good team.
I respectfully disagree with that, but because I think the Falcons.
If we're thinking from a fantasy standpoint, yeah, they're a great team, but you got to in real life football.
In real life football, I don't think seeing them as 1-5 does them justice.
I think their offense is good. They have so many good people. They
Yeah,
got Julio,
1-5
Ridley.
doesn't give them justice.
Oh, like I
Yeah,
said, their
right.
offense is great, but their defense is bad, so they cancel out. That's what I'm saying. They're not a god awful team, but I wouldn't call them a good team either.
They're definitely better than the Jets.
I think they're
I
better
think the
than-
Falcons are better than any NFC East team as well.
I mean, Dallas beat them, so I mean,
I still consider the Falcons a better team than Dallas. I don't think Dallas is really that good. I personally think that the fact that the Giants are one game out of first place, it just says it all. It just says it all. That's all you need to say. I mean, the Cowboys are in first place at 2-4. It's absurd of how bad the NFC East actually is.
It's garbage.
Congratulations to the Giants, though. I don't see them getting many more wins. They definitely are hurt. They're definitely hurting. If they had Barkley, I would consider maybe they can have a run for the division, since the division's that bad. But without Barkley and really a number one, and Danny Dimes still kind of developing, I don't see much more wins coming out of Big Blue.
Also, can we talk about how the Giants got that win? How the Redskins went for 2 and missed it. I respect the hell out of that division. Honestly, I respect the hell out of it.
Mm-hmm.
The tie gets you nowhere in that division right now. I love it.
You roll the dice. I mean, when you're at that record, and a loss really only keeps you one game out of first place, you're gonna roll the. You have to roll the dice.
Go for it. Yeah, I love the decision.
I think we could all be in agreement that none of us want to see the Eagles win the division.
I don't really. Yeah, I mean, I don't really care who wins that division. Honestly,
I really would rather not see the Eagles win the division. I personally don't want to see the Eagles or the Cowboys win the division. I want to see I want to see the Washington football team or the Giants win that division.
Yeah, I agree there.
I definitely want to see
win the division with 4 wins.
That's probably going to be the case. They're going to be a 4 seed with a under 500 record.
And then they're going to get absolutely obliterated in the first round of the playoffs.
Doesn't matter. Whoever's in the NFC right now has got to look at seeding and say you want to play the 4 seed in the first round of the playoffs. Yeah. You are playing 100%. You are playing to play the 4 seed. That is where you want to be. Because you want to play anyone in the NFC East to move on to the divisional round.
Patriots are negative.
Latest they've been under 500 since like 2002.
And I want to know, I mean, what caused that? I mean, Bill Belichick's still there.
He is.
Who's missing? Oh, that's right. The goat is missing.
You see,
and I know, Steve, you're not a big fan of Tom Brady, but I'm just letting you know he's slaying on Tampa Bay. You know who he slayed this week? Aaron Rodgers. And Aaron Rodgers I think he was sleeping because I had Tony in the tight end. I was like, oh, he's about to he's on a touchdown spree. My man, Aaron Rodgers, I think he forgot how to throw the ball. I think he forgot like all of his awareness. Bro, he literally looked like he was tired out there when he was playing.
Listen, after the first quarter went through and it was all Green Bay that game, and I thought Green Bay was going to keep running with it. I mean, Green Bay had complete control of that game in the first quarter. And once he threw that pick 6, Rodgers didn't look the same, and he never recovered from that. Brady, statistically, Brady usually always beats Rodgers in games where the two face each other.
He's just better,
I wouldn't say that Brady's a better quarterback than Aaron Rodgers. You can't, but
I mean, you just go.
You're gonna count his rings, yeah. You're gonna count that rings.
Yeah, damn.
There's so many other things to factor in for 6 Super Bowl rings. You can argue so many things that he shouldn't have even been in those Super Bowls. Yada yada yada.
Really.
But to answer your original question, Chris, the Patriots are negative. Granted, yes. Okay, so now 1 week they didn't have Cam Newton for 1 week. All right, that hurt them. Okay, number 2. Never in any of my arguments with Tom Brady did I say he was a bad quarterback. I always said I've never said that Brady was a bad quarterback. I have always said that Brady is a really good quarterback, and Brady was perfect for Belichick's system. There's a big difference in that argument. So don't put words in my mouth now. Just say, oh, because Brady left and Belichick's still there. Belichick had the perfect system with the perfect players to go with that system. And you can easily see that Brady also isn't performing to the best of his ability on Tampa as he did on New England. You watch Brady play in New England. You watch Brady play in Tampa. He is statistically not as good as he has been in the past. In the first 6 weeks of the season on Tampa Bay. Tampa Bay is what, 4-2? I'm pretty sure, yeah.
And he's also older.
And I have predicted,
and on a brand new team.
And I called it that Tampa would start off 4-2. We can rewind to the first podcast. I did predict a 4-2 start from Tampa. After, granted, I also had them losing to Green Bay, but I had them winning against the Bears. So either way, I'm still at 4-2, and I flip-flop the games. But you can't blame Brady not being on the Patriots being the reason the Patriots aren't performing as good as they have been. I mean, they've had so many people opt out of the season. They've had injuries where and they've had people who haven't played in games. I mean, James White didn't play in what against the Seahawks.
Yeah,
and the Seahawks are probably arguably the best team in the NFC, and they lost by one possession there. If you have James White, that could be a completely different game, and the Patriots win that game, arguably. You can't just go out and say, oh, Brady's missing, the Patriots suck. Like, no, the Patriots, I'm confident, are still probably going to make the wild card, maybe as a 6th seed. But
the dynasty's dead.
Well, dynasty's going to die regardless.
Well, considering it was the Belichick and Brady dynasty, yeah.
Yeah, I mean...
Them two are not together anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
The Boston Dynasty, no.
But I would guarantee, as old as Brady is, if he was still a Patriot, he would be having a better year than he is on Tampa right now. I mean, Brady doesn't look as good as he usually has in the past. I don't want to hear that he's getting older. He doesn't look as good as he has in the past.
I'm also saying that the Buccaneers have the second most points for in the league.
I mean, and he's on a brand new team. He's not playing on a team that he's been playing for 20 years and comfortable with the coaching. Like, he's on a brand new team, brand new, wide receivers that he's playing with, brand new, head coach. He hasn't got Belichick, so, apparently that's the...
No, I think Belichick is more of the reason for success than Brady was. Just for the fact, like I said, you had Hoyer. Was it Hoyer? Go 11-5 for the Patriots, and he's like a no-name guy. Belichick was blessed with the perfect players throughout his years to play in his perfect system. You there's no really ifs, ands, or buts around that. Brady's a good quarterback, but Brady was the best quarterback for his system, if that makes sense. You take Brady out of that perfect system, he's just a regular good quarterback now.
Let's go.
That's arguably.
You know who else has something new? The Miami Dolphins.
Yes, they do.
Tua Tagovailoa is starting.
I was so happy when I saw him jogging into that game. And
I wasn't. I had Ryan Fitzpatrick.
I also had Fitzpatrick starting in fantasy. I wasn't very happy about it, but now I'm happy about it.
I had been waiting to see Tua play all season, so I'm happy that he got in. I'm happy that he's getting the start after the bye.
Jets just traded.
What happened?
The Jets just made a trade to the 49ers for an offensive line, and they're getting a late round pick.
Hot take. Wow, I'm in a hot
Bro, the
take.
The Jets are gonna get 50% of the freaking draft. They'll probably ruin it.
Well, they also traded McClendon for a 6th round pick in 2022 to the Bucks. So it's like we're just getting rid of everyone at this point. We're just going back into rebuild mode.
We're just helping out these guys because they don't want to play here. If I was a Jet player right now, I'd be embarrassed.
I want to get the hell out. Yeah.
I would be so embarrassed to say I was on the Jets. Le'Veon Bell and Jamal Adams have it so good. I mean, Robbie Anderson's having one of the best obviously of his career, best season of his career because he's not here anymore. But from being Le'Veon Bell to being a team that was defeated to now going to go play with Kansas City and just dominate, good feeling. A total
I'm so
that's what
he went to KC.
That's what happened with last year with Emmanuel Sanders went to was on the Broncos that didn't even have a win yet, just to go to the 49ers that were undefeated, and then went all the way to the Super Bowl with them. Like that's probably a good feeling, going like 0-8 and being so upset, and then going to a team that's 8-0. That's like must be nice. But Le'Veon Bell probably has that now. Jamal Adams is actually on like a team that can win, like has an offense. So it's like probably fun to play defense when you're knowing like it's an actual competitive game. But I mean, Jamal Adams is hurt. I don't know when he's coming back. And
the Jets are going to be bad for a long time.
They've been they're not. They have no future.
I'll blur it out.
Yeah, you're going to blur it out there, Chris. You need to refocus your camera. It looks like there we go.
There you go.
It'll just
also, I don't know. I feel like just touching on Tua again. He has one hell of a test in his first game. They're playing the Rams, playing a top 10 defense. That's gonna be a fun. I think that I might take the Dolphins in that game. I'm not gonna lie. You guys know I like the Dolphins this year.
I hate the
Rams. A lot
of
people are saying that benching Fitzpatrick's a mistake, but like I don't think so. Because like
you bench me, you can always put him back in if it really goes so sour.
Yeah, but like I don't think you're making the team like Fitzpatrick's awesome, but I don't think you're making the team worse.
Yeah,
at all. Not putting a new dynamic.
Like not putting Tua in, it's just gonna hurt you for next year because he hasn't played in over a year. Like you just gotta give him let him play a little bit, you know.
Because and now think like, what if Tua's first couple starts are awesome? You don't need Fitz. What if you can trade Fitz for someone? Look who needs a quarterback. Dallas needs a quarterback. Big picture here. Big picture here.
Just need to go back down to college.
The Dolphins are 3-3. It's not like they're gonna
sneaky.
They're not gonna have a playoff run. I personally don't think.
What do you mean? They're only one game in.
I don't think they're not gonna outperform the Patriots, and they're not gonna outperform the Bills. There's so many other NFC teams that are better than the Dolphins. They're not gonna be in the playoffs. In the future, absolutely, they are gonna be a low key threat. You know, if they keep building the team like they have been, and they develop Tua into the quarterback that he can be. Yes, the Dolphins could give the Bills a run for their money in the division. But to say that it's a bad move taking out Tua and putting in Fitz in a 3-3 year where you're really not expecting much, let alone even expecting to make the playoffs, give the kid some time. This is the time where he should be shining. I mean, I've been screaming at the TV that the Jets are still using Frank Gore when they should be using Perrine. Let the kid play.
Yeah.
Let the kid play. What do you have to lose? And so I think starting Tua now is a good move. You kind of sidelined him, let him watch for 6 games. He learned under Fitz. His nerves probably got settled in, and now you brought him in for the last final drive. You made him complete his first pass of his career. Made him complete his first pass, then for a first down of his career. Those kind of settle him in. He's now ready for more development. So I think it's
again. To be honest, if Tua plays really well, I'm not counting Miami out of winning the AFC East. The Bills' schedule is not great. I don't know what the Dolphins' schedule is like. The Bills, they have one more game against the Jets, so chalk it up as a W, 1,000,000,000.
Isn't it this
week? Look at the last. Yes, look at the last 2 weeks. They got absolutely waffle stomped by the Titans. Lost to the Chiefs. They play the Patriots, which is a divisional game, so you don't know what's going to happen there. They play the Seahawks, Arizona, the Chargers, which is probably a win. The 49ers.
Arizona's probably a win too. I think Arizona's a very deceiving.
They're
team.
weird. They're weird. Team. I don't know what's up with them.
They're so good.
They play the Steelers. They play the Patriots again, and then they play the Dolphins in the last game of the year. That last game of the year could very easily be a division decider.
I think the Bills win the division just based off that schedule.
I do too.
I think the Bills win the division. I think the Patriots still make the wild card.
It's just the last 2 games. The Bills' offense scares me. It might just be, because of the whole COVID thing, they missed the week. It might have just been rough. I don't know.
I think they'll recover. You really can't blame them too much for Kansas City. More than likely, Kansas City is going to go back to the Super Bowl this year. I mean, I'm going to call a spade here. No one really in the AFC really jumps out as a contender against Kansas City when they're on.
Yeah. But also, the Dolphins have the best point differential of anybody in the AFC East by a long shot.
Oh, yeah. I did not.
Which surprised. Yeah, they're plus 47. The next closest is the Patriots, who are -1.
Wow.
So apparently the Miami defense is really good.
What is out of curiosity, what's the Jets differential?
Do you really want me to tell you?
I
Because me and my
do.
coworker were actually just discussing
We
this.
need this on the
So-
cast.
Wait, hold on.
I want you to-
Before you say that, Joe Flacco, who you praise to be better than Sam Darnold, couldn't even throw one touchdown. By the way.
I'm aware.
Okay, just letting you know that he's better
So-
than Sam Darnold's better than Flacco.
The second worst point differential in the NFL, the second worst, belongs to the Jacksonville Jaguars at -56.
Okay.
The Jets are in last at -110. I think I've put together why they haven't fired Adam Gase yet, because it guarantees them an 0-16 season. So just let him finish, then we'll sign somebody else.
Okay, so now 0-16 season, you get Trevor Lawrence comes out in the draft. If I'm Trevor Lawrence, I go to college for one more year.
You tell them if you fire Adam Gase, then I'll go.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you fire
apply
Adam
to be a
Gase,
head
man.
coach of the Jets. I don't even think I would want to be the coach of the Jets. Like if I had the opportunity, like I asked, like, do you want to be the coach of the Jets? No.
I don't know.
That
This
is
might be the perfect time because you can't get worse.
You really can't.
No, I think it's just an uncoachable team too.
So-
we got an interception off our ass. We can't catch it with our hands. We got to catch it off our booty.
So
And then the worst part about that, off our ass, one of the defenders almost smacked it out of his hands when he was coming over. Like it almost messed him up. I was like, just grab it with two hands. Like what are you doing?
How do you get worse though? The Jets are the only team that have not scored 100 points yet. They have 75.
we have zero offense.
But
We
you got to
have
think you
zero
go 0-16. Maybe you draft. You hopefully draft Trevor Lawrence. You trade Sam Darnold for a decent receiver,
Trade Darnold to
And then
Pittsburgh
maybe you
where
have-
Juju wants him.
and maybe you have a decent 1-2 combo receivers with Crowder and whoever you trade for him or sign.
Crowder is an animal.
Oh yeah,
He is a unit.
super underrated because he's on the Jets.
Amazing. Crowder is
He's a fantastic receiver.
phenomenal. How many weeks in a row is he over 100 yards receiving? Like
Oh,
Crowder
well, I mean,
is literally
helping is the only target, but he's nice.
If we had a number one wide receiver and we just left Crowder in the slot where he thrives, our offense is completely turned around.
Mhm.
We
I
are
agree
not
with that.
we're not an 0-16 team with a number one wide receiver. But
Definitely not 1-16.
with potential of going 0-16 with how pathetically bad we actually are this year, right? Who do you think is the worst team now? The 0-16 Browns like 4 years ago? Or the
the Jets right now.
Or the 0-6 Jets right now?
The Jets. I'm going to say this right now. The 2020 New York Jets are the worst sports team I have ever seen across sports. Without a doubt.
Even if they get a win this year,
Like,
are you still saying they're
I-
worse than the 0-16 Browns?
They are the worst sports team I've ever watched.
I'm disgusted that you can even wear a Jets shirt. Like I took every Jet thing out of my room. Like I don't want to be associated. I don't even want to see it.
It's just
team,
man.
They don't deserve to have any fans, bro. They just don't care about us, and bro, they don't care at all. Like no fucking. I almost bought season tickets. I almost did it. I was so close. The only reason I did not buy season tickets because I almost pulled the trigger. 2 tickets. It was like $3,000. It was like $4,000, bro. Like I was like almost did it, but just to travel there and back wasn't included. So
Yeah,
it's
not
like
worth
the season
it.
tickets came with like food.
Sucks, yeah.
It came with parking, but like I want to drive like 2 hours there and like or however long it is, like an hour, but traffic makes it like 2 hours. But like that's a pain.
Yeah.
But I love going to Jack in though.
It's-
Plus you get food, you get like a food voucher and parking. Like you can just tailgate. Like,
Tailgate.
that's fun. But tailgating is probably gonna cost me. You gotta buy food every week.
Yeah,
then-
it would cost you a lot. But I'm glad
And
you
just
didn't
going
buy
by
season
myself is
tickets.
kind of.
I'm glad you
What?
didn't buy. I'm glad you didn't buy season tickets because that was a mistake. That would have.
They
been
would
a
have
mistake.
got refunded.
I have
now
seen-
because of COVID.
Yeah, they would have given back. I have seen the Washington Nationals lose 103 games. I have seen the Tampa Bay Devil Rays lose 106 games. I have seen the Detroit Red Wings win 13 out of 82 games. The Jets are the worst team I've ever seen. There's just no hope in this team.
It's pathetically bad. In the beginning of the season, I was expecting to maybe even split with Miami, like just win one, lose one. I think we get swept by Miami now. It's just
Yeah, I mean, Miami's way better than anyone thought they were going to be.
Absolutely, I can agree with that. going forward, how do you feel about Bell on the Chiefs?
I think it's a committee now. It kind of screws up all the fantasy owners with Clyde.
It
I think it's
does.
going to mess him up.
It
Also,
does.
but now they have 3 people. They have Williams, who's been like doing pretty good now, which he's probably going to be the third string. They got Bell's probably going to split with Clyde, and I don't even know how that's going to work. I don't know if
Well, I
he's going to
think
be
Bell is going to be utilized more in the red zone because Clyde has.
No, I was going to say the same thing.
Clyde has proved that he is not a red zone back. Clyde will get you down the field. He looked really good. He would get you down the field, but he can't score. So if that's what they utilize Bell really just in the red zone, it can still work out for fantasy owners who have Clyde and Bell like myself.
It's still gonna hurt Clyde pretty hard, and it also hurts Bell because Bell was on a team of Jets that only had one running back. It was just him. Like there was no.
Bell is not going to be worth starting in fantasy. Maybe as a flex in a 14-team league, he's not going to be worth starting. Maybe after a couple weeks.
The first week,
I wouldn't start him.
So I wouldn't be starting Bell the first.
Oh
week.
Wait, Bell wouldn't be worth starting?
No,
he would not be worth starting.
His first game,
I agree with that.
After the second game, he's
going to have a very similar first couple weeks as Devonta Freeman did on the Giants, where it was like a non-factor. Now he's starting to pick it up a little bit, but I don't think Bell's going to be anything more than a fantasy flex play ever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like Freeman.
Clyde, I think, will still be the number one overall. I think Clyde will still receive most of the touches, most of the downs he'll be playing. But even in the early games, like next week when they're trying to ease in Bell, I think Bell will just pretty much be utilized for the red zone, just for the main factor that Clyde hasn't been able to close the door.
He hasn't scored.
He hasn't. Clyde, like I said, Clyde will get you down to like the one, but then be stopped on the goal line. So
I mean, they don't even have to use Bell on the goal line. They can probably just use Antonio Brown when he gets there and just do like a little fade.
He's not signing there.
Yeah, no, Antonio Brown, 13 days away from suspension being over. The Seahawks are looking into him.
I hope not.
I don't want to see. I don't even want to see Antonio Brown play football.
I do. Another wide receiver.
I would be very careful signing him.
Yeah, he's
I wouldn't put too much faith on someone who hasn't played in however long it's been.
Yeah, it's a tough, and plus he's also another head case that he is
a head case.
He was all over the place when he was still playing before he got.
He should just go to the Browns. Perfect.
Go to the Browns with Odell. They'll have 2 mental head cases on each side of the field.
Maybe 2 negatives will just like make it a positive.
Make a positive, right?
Maybe Baker. Give someone else to throw to for Baker just to overthrow.
Just leave Landry in the slot.
I mean, I can see him going to somewhere like the Eagles make the most sense to me because they literally don't have receivers.
Just make Landry the quarterback. Just do that.
Yeah, that'll work.
Or just call up Sanu. Have Sanu be the quarterback. My man's Mohamed Sanu has a great PPR rating.
He's gonna re-sign with the Patriots. Watch.
Where's he now? Where is he? I don't even know.
Where is Antonio Brown?
No, Sanu.
Sanu's still.
Sanu.
Right?
No, he's not.
He's not.
They let him go last year.
Someone else picked him up, but I forgot to pick him up.
He doesn't really do much wherever he is.
Yeah, he's always like that.
Oh, he's a free agent.
Free agent?
Oh, he got dropped. He's like kind of like Sammy Watkins, like he'll have that one random explosive game, and then like that's it.
And even now, like he's done.
Yeah, Sanu's really not gonna be a factor. Giants Eagles, Thursday night game this week. Andrew, you had lost last week.
Yes, I did.
The Bills. You fall to 2-4 on the season. I moved to 3-3 on the season on Thursday night games.
Listen, I'm not going to keep picking the same guys as you. I got to make it interesting.
I know. I will let you go first in your pick since I went first last week. I picked the Chiefs and you went with the Bills, but I will let you pick. First this week.
Really want to pick the Giants. Because it hurts. I really want to pick the Giants so bad, but I can't. I gotta take the Eagles.
How do you not take the Eagles? They got an elite quarterback.
Yeah, I'm taking the Eagles too.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
I'm not even gonna humor that statement because we're running out of time. I'm not even gonna humor on how bad Carson Wentz is.
I can't wait. Wentz almost came back to beat Baltimore.
I am not gonna humor that statement.
He could have done it.
I will say I don't
think
the Eagles are going to cover the spread.
Andrew. I am picking the Eagles as well because
I don't think they'll cover the spread though.
I think the Eagles cover 4.5 spread.
No, I think Danny Dimes and Darius Slayton are going to pick apart that awful secondary.
Granted that they have an awful secondary, but
Slayton's one of the best deep ball threats in the game. Don't argue me.
I think the Eagles break out against the Giants this week. I think they thrash them.
I picked up Fulgham, the new wide receiver.
Oh, that new dude. I picked up their new tight end because apparently Ertz is not going to play. Most likely, might not play.
Ertz is trash.
Yeah, well, yeah. Well, I mean, how can you be good when you have Carson Wentz throwing at you?
Exactly.
Bro, he's probably the top 5 quarterback in the league.
We're not. Chris is trying to bait me so hard into going off about how bad Carson Wentz is.
We all know
and
he's
it's not
garbage.
going to happen. Just if you want to hear a rant, go back a few podcast episodes. I'm sure you'll enjoy it. But with that said, we're gonna have any closing words before we end this week's episode. We apologize that we are uploading a day late. You guys will be listening to this on Thursday afternoon before the Thursday night game. But Chris, do you have any parting words before we end the show?
The reason we're a day late is because of the guy right under me.
It's in front of everyone's screen.
Andrew, any parting words?
No. Actually, yes. As always, let's go Rangers.
Let's go Rangers. Yes.
Fuck the Jets. That's my parting word.
Fuck the Jets. I don't really have anything else to say. Just thank you, Chris, for joining us once again on the Binkz and Doodle Effect. Always love having a guest. Always welcome back. Chris, I don't think we heard your prediction. Did you say the Eagles as well?
Oh, yeah, bro. There's no shot the Giants win.
Okay, so Eagles
No
all around.
shot.
Wait for Darius Slayton to score 3 TDs.
Eagles all around.
Yeah, well, Fulgham's going to score 4, so that's fine.
Anyway, guys, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. If you're listening and watching on YouTube, be sure to subscribe. Throw a like down. Comment down below your opinions on anything we've talked about or anything you want to hear us talk about. If you are listening on where you listen to podcasts, leave us a 5-star review, and we will give you a shout-out on the following episode. But yeah, as always, guys, peace out.